Hey friends, so in this video I want to tackle a question that I get almost every week, which is how to list the ingredients on your labels. Okay, so for those of you who are coming across my videos for the first time, my name is Eden. I help aspiring beautypreneurs create their first line of natural beauty products for skin or hair and sell them profitably. So let's get on with the question of the day. So the first thing you want to do is you want to look at your formula. Okay, so you look at your formula and you list from the largest amount by weight to the least amount, right? If you're doing volume measurements, which you shouldn't be, but if you're doing volume measurements, you can get away with that sometimes for like oil blends and stuff. Then, you know, you want to look at the largest volume to the least volume, right? So let's assume that this is your formula: 40% mongongo, 30% watermelon, 10% marula, 8% baobab, and 2% of an essential oil blend. I'm just going to take a sip of water, sorry. So this is how you would list it, just in the order of volume or weight in the formula, right? So you know that mongongo is the highest, so that would be the first one. And you know that the essential oils are the last one. So you would list them that way. You could put neroli essential oil, jasmine essential oil, lang lang essential oil, but it's not really necessary. You can do for the essential oils, you can do it this way. Okay, so if it's organic, you can state it before each item, as you'll see in a future slide, which I'll get to shortly, or you can just put an asterisk up by the particular ingredient, and then underneath you can put what each asterisk signifies. For example, certified organic or fair trade certified or wild crafted, whichever you prefer. Sorry, my phone is ringing because of my kid's dental appointment, but I muted it. So shortcuts to shorten the label. You can do the asterisk as I stated. Another thing you can do is you can just leave the organic in there if it doesn't make the label too long. I prefer to leave the words organic and wild crafted in the label ingredients whenever possible. And the reason why I do that is that it does something to someone's brain and to their trust level when they're reading that. When you read something that says organic this, organic that, organic this, organic that, I mean, you know, it just kind of reinforces that feeling that this is truly organic. Okay, so botanical names, do you need them? This is another question that comes up with labels. If you're in the USA, you do not. You can just go to the FDA guidelines for ingredient, for labels, for cosmetic labels, sorry, and they'll tell you outright that you don't need them. Just the common name is enough. I personally do not prefer them on a label, even though many brands use them. If you want to go into any of the higher end stores, you'll probably want to include them. However, it doesn't necessarily make the customer trust you more. I mean, many of you people think that if I don't have the botanical name, somehow my product isn't as official or as legit. But that isn't necessarily true. Most people don't even understand the botanical names. You know, when you leave the botanical names out, it actually makes your product more relatable. What I tell people to never do is to put the botanical names without putting the common name either before or after or something. But people need to know, you know, what, you know, Lavandula officinalis is. They just want to know that it's lavender flowers. So some things like that are easier to guess, but you know, other things are not, as you will see the mongongo oil example. So in the EU, if you're in Europe, it seems to be part of their regulations that you have to include the botanical name. So, you know, all you need to do is just Google it and add it after the common name. So for example, if you were adding mongongo oil, you would then put Shinziophyton rautenenai. I mean, that's really just hard. Can you see how intimidating that looks? This is why I am not a fan of the botanical names. Okay, so your customer certainly doesn't care about them. They just want to understand what's in the label. So what about herbs? What happens when you infuse your own herbs into the formula? Okay, so ideally you would mention the herbs in question right after the medium in which it is infused. Let me give you an example. I'm just going to have to take another sip of water. Sorry, I've filmed a lot of videos today, so I'm a little hoarse. So for example, in this oil blend, this is just a pretend recipe, 40% herb infused sunflower oil, 30% jojoba oil, 10% carrot seed oil, rosehip seed oil, and lavender essential oil. So in this formula, for the herbs, you can choose to state it as follows. You can state it as an extract, which is my preference. That just sounds better to me. Or you can just state it as is, like just the name of the herb, like organic helichrysum or hibiscus, etc. You also have the option of stating what part of the plant it's from. It's not necessary, but you can if you want to be more specific. So instead of saying comfrey, you can say comfrey leaf. Instead of saying hibiscus, you can say hibiscus flowers, nettle root, etc., etc. So the formula would then look like this: organic sunflower oil, right? And then because that's where all the herbs are infused, you would follow it by organic hibiscus flower extract, organic calendula extract, organic lavender extract, right? And then all the other oils and essential oils. In the event that you have created a mix of all your oils and then infused the herbs in the mix of all the oils, I would just add all the oils in their order, right? And then add the herbs last after the last oil. You know, you could alternatively also put the herbs after the first oil, which is probably closer to accurate because, you know, you don't want to give the impression that there's not a lot of herbal extract in there when really there's quite a bit because you infused it in the whole thing. All right. So another way of stating the flowers that are infused in the sunflower oil, you could put organic herb infused sunflower oil, and then follow in parentheses, I guess if you're in the United States, or brackets if you're, you know, elsewhere, organic hibiscus flowers, organic calendula flowers, organic lavender flowers. So you see, instead of putting it as an extract, you just put it as an herb, but you want to make sure that the association is with the oil in which it is infused, which in this case is sunflower oil. And then you would follow it with the carrier oils and essential oils. Okay, so you're making an emulsion or an aqueous formula or something water-based. You would just do the same thing as you did for the oil. So say, for example, in the conditioner, you have water, you have emulsifier, you have oils. You would just put the herbs next to the medium in which it's infused. So if it's infused in water, you would just put the herbs next to the water. Or if it's infused in aloe, next to aloe, glycerin next to glycerin, propane diol, same thing. Okay. And in the event that you use purchased extracts, pardon me, I just had to sip some water again. Just stick to the INCI name provided by the distributor or manufacturer and put that in the place that it corresponds to in its percentage in the formula. For example, because that was a mouthful, if you use bamboo at 10%, and then your other ingredients are like, you know, I don't know, 30, 40, 10, 15, whatever, and then bamboo is way down there, at that place, you would just insert the words bamboo extract, or you could use the INC name that the manufacturer provides instead of bamboo extract at that 10% place, okay? So it would just be the same thing. And yeah, for ingredients less than 1%. So if you're in the US, you are not obligated to disclose those ingredients. However, I personally do believe in full disclosure. So you can always reveal that on the ingredients page of your website. For example, you can say, you know, this is a rosemary extract. It's organic rosemary flowers infused in distilled water and preserved, you know, at 2% with phenoxyethanol or gluconolactone or whatever it is you're using. So when that preservative, when all is said and done, it won't be in your final formula at more than 1%. It'll definitely be there at less than 1%. However, it builds trust to disclose it anyway, because whenever you see an extract on a formula in a store, even though the product might say paraben free or it might say this and that free, sometimes their extracts are not preserved in a paraben-free way. So then now parabens are in there in a quantity less than 1%, and it's not disclosed. So just kind of building trust, letting people know that even my extracts are paraben-free is a good thing, in my opinion. All right, I hope that helps. Feel free to put any follow-up questions, any other kind of videos you'd love to see in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Feel free to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can see these videos when they drop. I do have a free library, but it is only for my email subscribers. So if you want to subscribe to my newsletter, the link is in the description box below, and you get free materials that you can study and so forth at your own pace. People have started brands with that free library, and it also makes you privy to any low cost paid courses that I might be dropping, or when I have you know, positions open for coaching and so forth. All right, thanks for watching. Take care.